Yo, what's up, guys? Back with another video, and today I want to do something different. I basically just want to take you through the entire process of vibe coding a simple UI front end for one of my N8N automations. So this will probably be a video that you guys want to run on like a 2x speed or something, because I'm just going to take you through the entire process here, step by steps. Troubleshooting, just going through everything, and yeah, we'll see how far we get today. I'm not sure how long this video will be. I'll try to cap it at like 30 minutes tops, but yeah, I'll take you through the entire process of how I do this, and let's see how far we get. So I always start by kind of like planning out all of the UI, and yeah, I basically just like the step-by-steps that the actual web app will take. So there's a couple of other resources that I would definitely recommend you guys checking out. One is Mr. Sean Coachell on YouTube. He has an amazing YouTube channel and tons of resources right here. So I would definitely recommend you guys check out his channel for specifically around kind of like planning the vibe coding part, because the more you can kind of like plan up front and more context and yeah, just more upfront mapping you do, the easier it will be to implement everything inside of Bolt or whatever tool you're using. So yeah, definitely give him a follow, check him out. Without further ado, we will get right into it. So first, let's start by actually mapping the core features. So for this UI, I want to build on top of the X-Scraper N8N automation that I built. So I have this here already built out. And the only thing I've done before hitting record is switching out the trigger, which was a form submission with a webhook, and the same with the output, which was going to this Google Sheet. So initially it was just a form submission that triggered the flow, and then the output was sent to this Google Sheet. But now I want the UI to pass the data in terms of like what keyword we want to scrape, and then have the automation run and then pass all of this data back into Bolt. So we start by planning everything out inside of ChatGPT or Claude or whatever. I'm just going to use ChatGPT for this. And then you can see right here that we have the first prompt, which is, I won't bore you with everything, but basically just like the app purpose. And I've basically just fleshed out a little bit of how the display data reads. So I'm just going to copy and paste this into ChatGPT. So you can see that we start by getting the core features, the backend trigger, cool, the loading state, results viewer, that's fine, the UI utilities. Now we're getting the user flow right here, which is cool. Okay. And then we get the UI actual layout right here. Nice to have features. Okay, this is cool. Search history, sure. Sorting by likes. Okay, cool. Export to CSV. Now we have the next step, so we can just start with this. So we just move on. And then I just go back and I just start by copying the second prompt right here, which is basically building out all of the core features from the MVP in phase 1, which is basically the first prompt right here. So we basically just want to map things out a little bit further. So I'll just take and write that. This looks good. Let's focus on the core features you mentioned initially. And then I'll just copy and paste this in. It basically just walks you through like the actual user journey, which is really cool. Perfect. Core flows, uses lands, enters keyword, filter. Yep, perfect. Yep. Cool. That sounds good. And if you're happy with this, we can just move on to step 3, which is that we start developing the UI plan for the MVP. So we got the home screen, we get the results screen, cool. And the UI logic structure, perfect. Very nice. Okay, looks good. User lands on home screen, enters keyword, yep, fine. Cool. And now we basically just start taking all of this into Bolt. So I'm just going to copy and paste this whole thing. Just at the bottom of this doc for now. All right, just clean that up. And now we have the UI flow, the structure, and the entire screen by screen breakdown right here. The next thing will be to just grab a style guide that we want. You can do this inside of Bolt directly if you want, but if you have an inspiration or some sort of screen that you like, you can do that as well. In this case, I'm just going to let Bolt do its thing here. So I'm just going to go into Bolt and say, hey, I want to build a front-end UI for my automation. All info is below. Then I'm actually going to just start with the, is there anything here that I would just want to copy and paste first just to give a little bit more context? Yeah, I'm going to start by just copying in all of this just so that Bolt actually has a little bit more context first. So I'm just going to copy this. I'm just going to say, and here's a more detailed UI flow. And I'm literally just going to copy and paste this in. All right. And now we're just going to let Bolt do its thing. All right, we are back, and we have a very, very simple landing page here. You can see that we have tweet scraper, discover top performing tweets instantly, scrape top performing tweets, cool, enter the keyword, filter type by top posts or recents, and then we hit scrape tweets. Cool, pretty easy. We could obviously flesh this out a lot more if we want. I mean, we can make it a lot more beautiful, but for now, I mean, we don't really need to because it's just a simple tweet scraper. So now I'm going to basically just talk with Bolt and say that we need to be able to pass the data, which would be the keyword and then the filter type, into a webhook inside of initn, which is using a get request and then going to this URL. So I'm just going to say, awesome. Now we need the form submission to pass the keyword plus filter type data into the following webhook as a get request. Here's the webhook URL. Now Bolt should be updating the form. Oh, Anthropic API is overloaded. Wait a bit and try again. Okay, let's see what's going on here. All right, we are back. Just needed to refresh for whatever reason, but we are now updating the webhook integration with the get request. And Bolt is now updating. So again, the key here is that we are now, okay, perfect. We should now technically be passing the data here back into the init-end automation. So since this automation is not live, I just have to hit the test workflow step, and now init-end is listening for the webhook. So let's just add in init-end right here, and then we'll do top tweets and then scrape tweets. Oh, okay, let's see what's going on here. Webhook is not correctly configured, so let's just open this up and see what's going on. Using respond to webhook node. Okay. Set the respond parameter to using respond to webhook node. Okay. Let's see. Okay, let's just delete this for now, and we'll see. Let's just try that again. We don't need to fix anything in Bolt at the moment. It was just due to the actual. Okay, so that passed it through, but let's just see how this. Okay, so now that worked. So we got the actual keyword here, init-end, and then we got top. Now I just need to adjust the HTTP request node right here. So instead of the form submission that we usually had past the actual keyword that we want to scrape, we now can get this from the webhook. So you can see right here on our left that we have we're getting a ton of data, but let's see if we can get the actual keyword right here, init-end. Perfect. We just add that in. And then for type, it will be either top or newest. We added top right there. Let's test this up and see if this works now. Okay. Twitter API should be good. Okay, let's try this again. Let's see what's going on here. All right, I figured out what the issue was here. So the filter from Bolt was actually passing the top tweets or recent tweets with a lowercase t, but it has to be a uppercase T OP for the actual automation to work inside of TwitterAPI.io. So I am going to update that. And again, this is all just part of the troubleshooting process. So I'll go back to Bolt and say, when passing the data from the form submission, we need to make sure that the filter type is either passed as top or is it I believe it's just recent. So let's update that. Cool. And now Bolt is literally just updating that. All right, I had to update that again. It was actually latest instead of recent. So again, just goes to show that troubleshooting and yeah, just going back and forth is a huge part of this whole vibe coding thing. And I mean, again, I'm by no means an expert. I'm just playing around with this, but yeah, you just need to play around and yeah, just take your time and yeah, just have everything mapped out step by step. But we are updating this now. We will also update the button here, so just so it says latest tweets instead of recent, and then we'll try the automation again. All right, the updates have been made, and now we have top tweets and latest tweets. Perfect. Now we can test the automation again. So again, we just, okay, let's just click save here. I'll just refresh this. And then we will do test workflow again to make sure the webhook is listening. And then we will do init, and then I'll do top tweets again. Just want to make, okay, that works. And then we'll do scrape tweets. Okay, we had an issue here, but we can see that the actual automation is running. Cool. Right on, the automation worked. So you can see that we scraped the keyword and then this was just a static value that I put in, but if I update from the webhook, we should have this set to top right here. And then if we just filter or retest this, great, this could work. Now we have all of the data along with the actual scrape tweets right here. So you can see that we have tons of scrape tweets right here, all around init. Very cool. Sounds good. And then this is just a code node to actually extract all the data. So you can see that now that we have the tweet ID, the URL, the content, the like count, and all of this. Now we need to figure out how we can send this data back into init, into Bolt. So now we can pretty much just, I can just delete this because we don't really need it for this part of the flow really. Now I'll just delete this and I'll do webhook, then respond to webhook, and then I'm not sure if it's first incoming item or not, but let's just test and let's see what happens. Okay, we have that. Cool. Great. Now I'll basically just talk with Bolt and say, okay, great. That worked and it fired the automation. Now I need to send the scrape data and present it here inside Bolt. What do we do next? Let's see what it says. All right. Okay, so it wants it to be in a specific JSON format. We are passing in, let's see how the JSON, what the JSON looks like. Tweet ID, tweet ID. I'll just copy and paste. This is what the output currently looks like from an as JSON. All right. So again, it literally troubleshoots for you and updates. So, okay, let's see how this works. All right, let's try to run it again. So we'll just hit, we have this respond to webhook. I'm not sure if we're supposed to do first incoming items or all, because first it might just respond with one, but we have all of the 19 items right here. So, all right, let's just try this again. We will do test workflow once again. We will do an event, and we will do top tweets. We will scrape, and oh, okay. We got an error here with webhook. Okay, it's the same one as previously. Webhook node not correctly configured. Set the respond parameter to using respond to webhook node. Respond or remove the node. All right, let's just do all then. Let's see if that works. We will do another test workflow, and we will do the same thing again. Okay, nope, that did not work. Let's see what's going on here. I'm just going to ask the assistant. Right, when the last node finish, or there we go. Okay, I think that was the issue, right? Using the respond, yeah, exactly, because we are using the respond to webhook node. Okay, we'll save that, and then we will try again. Scrape tweets. Okay, that worked, perfect. And we passed 19 items back. All right. And here it is. We have the actual post. We have the results. We have the tweet, which I recognize, obviously. Very cool. And then down here, we have the actual likes. We have the retweets. We have the replies, the quotes, and the views. We have the ID. Let's just see if this actually works. View tweet. It actually pulls it up. That's honestly really cool. 864, 860. So, I mean, the data is even correct here too. I mean, this is insane. Obviously, like, this isn't super visually beautiful. I mean, you could switch this up however you want, but I mean, literally from start to finish, this took, what, 20 something minutes. So, I mean, this is hilarious. So now the next step you could do is obviously like reformat how the data here is presented. So you could look for other kind of like UI dashboards or web apps that you like, and then you can just grab the like the styling guides and then have it update for your web app. I probably won't do that in this video. That could be a kind of like a secondary follow-up video. I just want to kind of like show you guys how quickly and easily you can start using these no-code builders. But yeah, I think we'll probably wrap it up here. Let me know if you guys want the prompts. We didn't even use all of them for the simple front-end flow, but yeah, I think they're still pretty helpful in terms of again, planning out everything beforehand, before just like hopping right into Bolt and start coding from scratch or prompting from scratch. So yeah, let me know if you want the prompts. Hope this video was helpful, guys. Peace.